Well, happy Tuesday to everybody. I hope your day has got off to a good start. I think mine has as well. I've been here for a while, just getting a lot of work done that needs to be done, and it actually feels really good to get some of those things accomplished. Some of that is communicating with other people and just getting the word out about what we're doing and how we're doing things, and just trying to encourage people. And as we go through this day, I would also maybe suggest that as you go along your day, maybe you start encouraging people as well. It's so easy to get irritated and aggravated in our current culture. I don't know what's going on. Call it culture, call it division. I don't know what you call it. But I'm seeing a lot of short tempers right now. And I know when somebody comes up to me and encourages me in any way, shape, or form, it really lifts me. It really does. And I think maybe we should be going out returning the favor instead of looking at the negative and stating negative things all the time. Maybe we can go out and start saying some encouraging words to one another. Hey, it can't hurt. It can't hurt. So I wanted to just talk to you a little bit today over the weekend and on Monday, mostly Monday. We went into our backyard and we had a couple of dead trees, about that big around type things, maybe smaller. And so we needed to get them down to make room for the other trees that are up there. They were kind of joined in together. And we started getting up there, and we did a good job, my wife and I. And we got some trees cut down and on the ladder, and big branches fell down. It was all really good. Hardly a scratch on me. We were really proud. And then there's a tree we have in the backyard that's on one of the fences, and there's some dead branches up inside of it. And I couldn't see them from the house, but we saw them up there, so we said, well, let's get those out of there as well. Well, we have like the A-frame ladder, not quite high enough. So what I did is I climbed on top of that with my wife holding the ladder, and I got 1 foot into the tree and 1 foot on the ladder, and just balancing there and hoping and praying that I wouldn't fall down. I had a hand up on a branch, and what I had to do is I had to reach way up with my saw, my hand saw, to get to the branch in question that was just hanging there, right? But there were other branches in the way. And I didn't want to cut those other branches out because they were living branches, and I didn't want to hurt them. I didn't want to kill the new life out of the tree to get rid of the old stuff in the tree. So I was reaching up, and I was just sawing and sawing, and you can maybe see a little bit of what happened on my arm there. But I'm not saying this to, oh, Phil. But what happened was when I got the saw into place and I started sawing the old branch off, I realized pretty quickly that I was rubbing my arm. Okay, I was rubbing that arm on some other branches, and it was starting to hurt. And I knew it was going to hurt, but I was like, well, I'm up here. I've got to get it out. I don't have better leverage. I don't have a better ladder. I just need to do this hard work and get it taken care of. So I got up there and I just got it done. It didn't take too long, and got the branch out, and I got a couple of other branches out in the same fashion. And I looked down, and of course it's bloody, and I'm like, oh well, that's the price you have to pay sometimes. But when I got here this morning, I was thinking about what to talk to you about, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, about how in the Christian life we're called to do some things that aren't fun. We are called to do some things that hurt. And are we willing to really get down and do the nitty gritty, really, really hard work of ministry with Christ, or are we not? If I wasn't willing to do what I did, those branches would still be up there, and I have to figure out a different way to do it. Not all parts of ministry with Jesus are easy. It doesn't always look good. Sometimes we have to make changes and make decisions that not everybody agrees with. And this isn't just in the church and pastors and ministry. This is in your own individual ministries as well. Sometimes you have to make tough calls about, do I need this in my life? And sometimes I've got to cut that out of my life. Things that are draining all the time and constantly, a lot of times we have to cut that out of our lives so we can live, right? Otherwise we get caught up in the negativity, and that is where we stay. We've got to cut some of that negative stuff out, and it hurts, and it's really, really hard work that we're called to do sometimes, and we bleed from it, and we will cry from it, and it's hard. And I just want to just point that out. Not all parts of living in faith with Jesus are easy, smiley, happy, joyful times. And the question here for me that I had today and I want to ask you is, are you willing to do the hard work of ministry that Jesus is asking you to do? And maybe this just is changing our minds and changing our souls a little bit, right? Maybe we're not doing something we should be doing. Maybe we're not doing something we should be doing. And again, as I started, this world of division that we find ourselves living in, it's so easy to snap at people right now. It's really easy. And I know when I'm snapped at right now, my temper is short. It is short. I guarantee it. And I want to just snap right back. And I have. But I can't do that. We shouldn't be doing that either, right? We should be taking the higher road and saying, you know what? I understand what's going on. This is hard work. This is the part where I have to just suck it up and say, okay, I understand the situation. I understand why somebody's upset. I need to let them be upset. I need to stay calm, and I need to do the work that Jesus wants me to do. And I can't do it if I'm mad and angry, right? If there's things in your life that are just really pulling and dragging you down, you might want to consider if that's something you need in your life. Like that branch, it had to come down. It was just going to be pulling away from the tree. If it fell, it could harm others. And that's what we're in ministry about, is doing good and trying to do all the good we can. And that means doing good for yourself and doing good for your family as well. Sometimes we have to prune. Sometimes people might prune us out of their lives as well if we're acting in that negative fashion as well. So what I want you to do today is just look at your life and admit to yourself that sometimes there's things that you have to do in ministry that are not easy. They're going to make you bleed. They're going to make you cry. But sometimes there are some things we have to do in our ministries. I'm not saying go out and get rid of all your friends by any stretch of the imagination. But just understand that some of these things we're going through right now, they're really hard. Acknowledge that, and let's try to work together. But make sure you take Jesus along with you, because we don't want to do anything that Jesus doesn't want us to do. Just run everything by Christ first before you do anything, before you think anything, before you act on anything. And I think if we do these things, I think we're going to be okay. We're going to have joyful, amazing times, and we're going to have sorrowful, hurtful times as well. But altogether, we know God is with us and Jesus is with us, and that is what matters the most. That is what lifts me up. That is what gets me up each and every day, knowing that I'm trying my best to live for Christ. I hope you are doing the same as well. Sorry this one went a little bit long today. All right, you guys take care. Have a great and amazing day. Don't be afraid to do the hard work, though, okay? But enjoy the celebration from that hard work as well. You guys take care. Have a good day. Bye for now.